Can I ask you something? Be honest. How much would someone have to pay to have sex with you? What if he is the guy you would want anyway? What if you just love sex?
They say that everything has its price, but is that true? The main character is sure that this is so, and even her dignity can be valued at several $100 bills. Dreaming of fame and money, the hot beauty becomes a girl of easy virtue doing dirty things. Parties and expensive dresses beckon, but she could not imagine the price she would actually have to pay for it. Amy and Marianne are two young and attractive, enjoyable ladies leading an immoral lifestyle. Using some substances, the girls discuss men and realize that there is not a single rich man in the world with whom they would not end up in the same bed. Continuing to enjoy a rich life, the beauties go to meet the Arab sheikhs, not knowing what this could lead to. Very soon, one of them will have to find herself in the desert, fighting for her survival. Poland, 2000. Amy is a poor 17-year-old girl who doesn't even have money to buy a glossy magazine at her mother's kiosk. Unwilling to accept her dire financial situation, Amy invites the guys to play cards and promises to take off all her clothes if she loses. Seeing the underwear, they agree, but lose, succumbing to the trick of a charming girl. Having received easy money, Amy feels pleasure and wants to continue to be so lucky. Dreaming of becoming a famous model, Amy spends all her money on a dress and travel to a neighboring city. Taking part in a beauty contest, the girl is ridiculed by the host and breaks her heel, realizing that she has no chance of winning. Dmitri, who paid for Amy to take part in the competition, tells her not to be upset and invites her to the nearest cafe. Here the girl meets Mariana, a famous model and winner of a number of competitions. The beauty offers Amy white powder and asks her to be polite to Dmitri because he can open the door to a happy future for her. Dmitri is ready to invest in Amy and will pay generously since she is a virgin and he wants to become the first man. The naive beauty from the province has doubts but quickly agrees since she can earn money and buy herself new shoes. She goes with the man to a hotel room, but on the way, she meets her worried mother. The woman takes her daughter home and asks her to stop dreaming about what will never happen. On the way home, Amy realizes that she doesn't want to give up her dream. Leaving a farewell note, she gets off the bus while her mother is sleeping and returns to the city. Having met Marianne and her mother Dorota, Amy agrees to become a night butterfly. First of all, she goes to Dimitri's room so that he can become her first man. At first, the girl is afraid, but soon begins to enjoy it because she is generously paid for her young and beautiful body. Dorota manages escort girls and teaches Amy how to make more money. She can get into bed, but she should be charged extra for any activity. Adult thing, hugs, and various perverted desires are possible if they pay generously for them. Amy gets the hang of it and in a couple of years becomes a professional girl of easy virtue who has no taboos. Monte Carlo, 2005. While relaxing in a cafe by the sea, Amy and Marianne notice a crowd of models heading onto a boat to visit an Arab sheikh. The girls believe that they look no worse and could be in their place, entertaining rich clients. Having enjoyed unbelievable emotions with Dmitri on camera and received $10,000 for it, Amy goes to the casino. Noticing a man from the yacht of the Arab sheikhs, she follows him to play at the same table and establish contact. At some point, Amy loses not only her money, but also her night in bed with her friend. Sam is pleased with the victory, but when he sees Amy's cards, he realizes that she gave in and this earns her respect. Meanwhile, Dorota is furious that the girl lost all the money and her own daughter. The next morning, Sam offers Amy cooperation and reports that an event is being prepared in Courchevel that requires 10 easily accessible girls. In Poland, Dorota owns brothels, but the escort girls working in them are too simple for Arab sheiks. Having stolen a notebook with model numbers from a photographer, Amy begins an independent search for beauties. At the same time, her mother comes to her and finds out that her daughter does not work in the modeling business, but is looking for girls of easy virtue. Disappointed in her daughter, the woman throws money in her face and leaves, not wanting to communicate or see Amy anymore. A few days later, Amy, Dorota, and 10 beauties travel to Courchevel. The 10th easily accessible girl is Camilla, a cafe waitress who is dating a local journalist. Soon Camilla realizes that she was deceived, and instead of relaxing in France, she will have to go to bed with unknown men. Amy persuades her to take it calmly and love herself, and not worry about the relationship. Soon a party begins, where the men have fun with the girls. Prince Santino chooses Camilla for a night together, and the girl cheats on her boyfriend, receiving pleasure and a lot of money from it. Sam and Amy begin to grow closer not only as business partners, but as men and women. Sam does not hide his interest because Amy turned out to be a resourceful and enterprising girl, capable of achieving her goals. Dorota becomes jealous and, afraid of losing her business, decides to meet with Santino. The Arab Sheikh is outraged by the impudence because girls are forbidden to approach him without permission. In the evening, Sam reports disagreements with the Sheikh, and Camilla realizes that Santino does not have any feelings for her, as he spends the night with another girl. Mariana decides to meet with the Sheikh's brothers so that her mother does not lose her business, but she does it in vain, since the men take her to enjoy the time. A little later, Santino offers to continue cooperation and organize a party in Cannes. Amy agrees, because she makes good money and can no longer find a place on her body where to stick a wad of dollar bills. Continuing her search for models, Amy meets Bartek, a young and poor enthusiast who organizes charity evenings. Amy buys one of the paintings, and the man asks her out on a date. His car is too old, so the couple goes for a ride in Amy's Porsche and rides horses. Plunging into the world of money, alcohol, and debauchery, Amy stops working as a night butterfly. Now she is searching for them to satisfy the needs of the sheikhs. At the same time, the girl meets Bartek and meets his parents. Bartek's father realizes that Amy is an easily accessible girl and asks the girl to leave his house once and for all. The photographer asks Camilla to change her mind, but she leaves him since the life in the streets is better than to be a waitress. Amy soon argues with Dorota and Marianne, ending their partnership. Camilla and Amy begin an independent search for actresses, singers, and other beauties who are ready to go to bed with Arab sheiks for money. A week later, Amy manages to collect 49 beauties, but is still one escort short. Having learned how much money is paid for pleasure, the flight attendant agrees to quit her job and become the 50th girl of easy virtue. Receiving money for expenses and better conditions, the girls find themselves on the yacht of an Arab sheikh. Here, they plunge into the abyss of debauchery and satisfy the desires of men, no matter how creepy and dirty they may be. Sometime later, the beauties arrive at the house of a disabled sheikh. He asks to cheer him up and pays $50,000 to Camilla because the wig fell off her head. In the evening, one of the models decides to leave, but after learning about such earnings, she changes her mind. Bartek comes to Cannes. In the evening, the couple decides to retire, but the offended Sam reminds them about work. The Santino brothers order the girls to remove their underwear and obey in every way. Sam sees that the beauties are not obedient enough and quarrels with Amy because she breaks the rules. Her girls are not prepared enough. In addition, Camilla was here for the second time, although he asked to find new models. Sam turned a blind eye to all this out of sympathy for Amy, but he is no longer going to tolerate her failures. At night, the girls return to the hotel and find out that they were robbed. You cannot report to the police. Moreover, the beauties need to leave the hotel before meeting with the guards of the law. Camilla asks for her passport back, but Amy refuses and demands to find new models for the next party. Camilla returns to Dorota and becomes a girl of easy virtue, enjoy with a men for a few dollars. She is humiliated, hurt, and insulted, as a result of which Camilla decides to return to Amy. But she ignores her ex-friend. Amy is busy with the prince, who will soon be able to take his father's throne, and forces the girls to fulfill the wishes of the Arab sheiks. Beauties from all over Poland fulfill every desire of men who generously pay for their whims. At some point, Bahir and Carlito decide to take Amy by force, but the girl resists and breaks her brother Santino's head. Sam calms and supports the girl, after which they make enjoyable time. A little later, Amy finds Camilla's backpack with money and realizes that Sam robbed them, forcing them to work for free. Bartek comes to the yacht to invite the girl on a date and propose to become his wife. At the same time, Camilla realizes that her friend has abandoned her and, out of despair, jumps into the water to leave this world. Having agreed, Amy leaves the world of debauchery and becomes the happy wife of Bartek. 9 months later, the couple's daughter is born. Several years later, Amy notices a photographer and realizes that she is being followed. The family is on the verge of ruin, but Bartek gets a client who is ready to buy a horse for $1 million. The buyer turns out to be Sam, who invites Amy to return to the business of trafficking girls. Amy refuses, and even a meeting with Dorota and Marianne does not make her change her mind. Bartek's father receives a recording that shows Amy how to do dirty things to Leonid. The man asks her to leave the house, and Bartek and her daughter avoid meeting Amy. In an instant, she lost everything: her home, her family, and her future with the people she loved. Deciding to make money and take away her daughter through the court, Amy agrees to Sam's conditions and goes to Dubai. At the party, Amy learns that Santino did not become king because his brothers destroyed his life. Bahir decided to become a competitor and eliminated his brother, taking his place as prince. The skin of the purchased horse lies on the floor because Bahir wants to take away everything that Amy had. She decides to run away and invites Dorota and Marianne to leave, but it turns out that they knew about everything from the very beginning and specifically lured her to Dubai. Seeing that the sheiks are mocking the girls and taking their lives, Amy flees and ends up in the middle of the desert. Having tracked down the fugitive, Bahir and Carlito grab Amy and knock out her teeth. Upon returning to the palace, the Arab sheiks take the girl and enjoy, forcing Sam to watch all this. Amy was never able to admit to Sam that her child was his daughter. After being humiliated and bullied, Amy returns to Poland to meet her daughter. The police arrest her because the boyfriend of the late Camille wrote an article and exposed the trafficker. The girls of Isi Virtu and Dorota testify against Amy, as a result of which she ends up behind bars. Amy's mother visits her, but she takes it hard and falls into eternal sleep. Several years later, Amy is released. Being poor and unwanted, she returns home and starts working at her late mother's kiosk. She knows that the whole city looks down on her and considers her easily accessible. But Amy is not ashamed of this, because any girl is ready to sell herself if she is offered enough money. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you very soon.